All right, so a couple of days ago, I was at Guitar Center and I was having fun like I usually do. I go there, I get lost for a couple of hours, it seems, just playing guitars. And I was playing this beautiful Music Man Sterling, one of their lower more budget guitars. And although it had some serious high end appointments like a roasted maple neck and locking tuners, but hey, that's off in the weeds. That's not the point of this video. What happened though was I had recorded a video on that particular guitar of my own arrangement of How Great Thou Art. And so one of the guys on one of the worship guitar pages on Facebook, I had posted it there, and he had commented how he would love to get his hands on this particular arrangement. Well, it's mine. I came up with it after watching Mateus Azado do something, and that's what I was trying to aim for and get. And well, hey, I mean, there's only one Mateus, and I ain't him. And so but what I came up with, I think, is pretty good. I think it expresses the melody pretty well, and so you would have heard this at the start of this video. And so I'm going to try to do this again here. I'm going to try to show what I'm doing. I'm using the same gear I used in what you saw at the start of this video. And I'm in standard tuning. I typically like to keep this thing down a half step, but most everybody plays at concert 440, and so I've tuned up to it for this. So here we go. How Great Thou Art, my arrangement. I just, not so much I don't want to so much do a note for note lesson on this. More so I want you to be able to kind of see why I'm doing what I'm doing. And so this revolves around triads, double stops. I don't focus a whole lot on scales when I do stuff like this. When I play with myself, you'll notice that when I'm self-accompanying on music, I tend to drone a lot of notes. I like to use a lot of open notes, and so I use the open A. When I'm playing, like for instance, an A chord, I love the sound of an A9, and so I'm always playing this open B in it because I just love how that sounds. So you hear a lot of that in my playing, and I love the top end. I love the chime and that it seems to add to it. So you're going to see that a lot in my playing, and I even do it when I'm playing with the worship band. I do a lot of that already anyway, and so it's just kind of become a part of my playing style. Unless I'm having to play, in F or something like that, where I can't use open strings really. Anyway, so no more chasing rabbits and going off into the weeds. So what am I doing in this song? Okay, so I said already I kind of use triads a lot. So what I'm doing here is I start off with an E form triad. I don't know why I called that E form. It's an E triad. It's actually technically a C form. So if you were to play a C shape, but you were to play it here at the 7th fret, it's an E chord. But I'm just doing these. I'm just doing D to B strings. But I play the open E. So all I'm doing, and I use my fingers a lot. I do a lot of hybrid picking. What I'm doing is I'm really just hitting these two notes, this E root on the 2nd string, and underneath it I'm grabbing the B here. So I'm going from this E triad to this A9 chord, and I always kind of throw these little so you'll hear me do that a lot, and that plays into it because it's kind of like the band playing behind what you're doing. So you want to utilize that kind of stuff. You hear me doing that, but so here at this point I'm working the melody here. You can either do that single on the C note, or you can go, which I'm doing that double stop right here. E with this C sharp. So that's so it goes. So at this point, when I go to the 4 chord, I'm playing my D up here. So I've got my root in my 3rd right here. It's basically like playing the top half of the top of your D chord here. I think it sounds better to play it like this, to me. But I mean, if you wanted, you could totally just play. If you wanted to do that, you could do the same thing there. I just like it's a bit of a reach. It's kind of working for it. It kind of makes me work for it a little bit, but I think it sounds a little bit better when I play it like that. So that was not good. So now I come to, this is the consider all. It goes back to the 1, and then it goes to the 5. And what I do here is I go. So taking the same. I'm taking this same triad shape, this E triad shape, and I'm sliding it down 2 frets to the D. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm trying to kind of give the illusion of playing a 7th chord. You know, adding that D in there is what makes that E chord dominant, and so that's kind of the what I'm trying to pull off here. It's softer, but it's there. And I always like to throw these little fills in here. kind of Hendrixy things. Then it goes back to that E, hit the open E, and I basically do it all over again. At this point, you know, sometimes I'll go. Sometimes I switch things up there, just. And I do that because I'm aiming for a little variation in what it is that I'm playing. Man, I hope that light shining on the back window there, or back from the window onto the back wall isn't too much. But so. So I'm doing the same thing there. So what I did there, instead of playing the 3 notes of that triad, I made it a double stop. But you want to kind of try to keep that E droning. You can either go. You can either hit the E here, or you can do the open E. So now we're into the chorus or refrain part of the hymn, and so it goes to the E, to the 5 there, and it goes. So what I'm doing there is I'm doing a. So we know the E triad is, we've got these notes right here. So I'm taking just the top of this little triad. So that's all I'm doing, but I'm droning this E note. I'm going up to the A from here. And then when I'm jumping to this, I'm switching to the 14th fret on the B and G strings. A double stop. It's just the root and the 3rd, and I'm playing that open A string. And then I kind of walk it down to the 4 chord, but I'm also using these notes. It's basically the 1 and the 5 from an A. So what I'm doing here, so I'm going to the 4 chord, but I'm actually kind of using these notes out of the A. Now, I don't know music theory all that well. This may very well just be a different type of A chord that I'm playing. It may just be a different type of D chord. I don't know how it works. I don't know all that. I just know I like how it sounds. So I'm going down to this E double stop. Some of these little Hendrixy. Then I slide up here to this A triad. It's the same shape as you're playing down here, but I'm playing it up here. And what I'm doing though is I'm fretting all the way. I'm fretting I'm laying my index finger flat across the top 3 strings. The reason I'm doing that is I need to pull this A away. And you'll recognize that is the part of the melody. And then I go to a a B minor bar chord. And I like to throw these little Stratty, Hendrixy things in. I just, it's a Strat. I mean, and it just sounds great to do it that way. So. So same thing in there. So I'm doing so I'm coming and I'm repeating this the chorus again, but I'm doing, instead of doing I'm doing a walk down. So I'm going back to this A triad here. This is kind of a walk down where you're hearing the band. You would be hearing the band do a walk down. So I'm doing that by playing that A open. So I'm playing this A triad. Okay, I'm gonna do the walk down. So and that would be where it ends. And if you're so inclined, you go back into it. And then I always like to do this ending to it. So I get to this. Then I jump to the 4, but this time I'm actually fretting the A at the 5th. So what I'm doing here is I'm basically walking down. So I'm just playing these 2 notes, and I'm skipping and hitting the 5th here, the A, the E, the D note on the A string. So I'm going. Basically open E to this, to the D here. And so I'm kind of walking it down. So really this is, technically it'd be a C sharp minor. So it's, and then I go to the C add 9. You can throw that G in there too. And this is actually this is how I actually end up playing a B minor. It's kind of like a B minor 7. So it's. And then I go back to the E. So I go to this A9. This is the big ending. So what I'm playing right here, so I am on, one of the things I like to do, so here's a quick explanation. Whenever I go to the 4, I really love to make the 4 a minor. I think it sounds really cool depending on the song that you're doing. And so that's what I'm doing here. Now technically, what I'm using this as a D minor, the minor 4. But I'm taking what would be the flat third and I'm moving it to the base of the chord. So I've got that F, but I'm dropping the F from up here in a D minor. I'm dropping it down to here. Technically, it's like an F6. You know, I mean, if you're being really technical and musical about it, with like a flat 13 or something with that open E. But for all intents and purposes for this, it's a D minor with the flat third in the bass. So it sounds like this. And it just works. It just works, and it's one of my favorite ways to borrow and play that minor. To borrow that minor, I do it. I do that a lot. I do it all over the neck, and to me, it's just one of the coolest sounds because it's a softer minor sound. It's not as in your face as that, or even as in your face as like this minor 7. You know, it's like there, but it's like a softer there, if that makes sense. So that is how I do my take on How Great Thou Art. So I hope that I hope y'all enjoy it. Take it, enjoy it, use it. You know, it's from the public domain, so I mean, you know, I'm not gonna go after you for it. So enjoy. Bye.